It's live. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I did not delete any of those items earlier. Oops. Okay. So, hi guys. Very close to the face. I needed to get the camera to be more in focus, so I had to move it closer to this very sweaty face. Also, drinking Mountain Dew and tequila because it's fun. It's Sunday night. Hold on. Must have been a short of ice. It's like something got me in the lip there. Tear gas is just spicy air. That's a bit ridiculous. Not exactly. It's an aerosolized liquid or powder. So I had 4 people watching, and then it just dropped to 0 for some strange reason. All right, so it's a live stream. Therefore, we got to have the Trophy of Apathy, the Funicorn, 0 fucks given hero. And I literally just finished eating dinner and then ran in here to turn on the live stream. So it is what it is. All right, so tonight we will be discussing some coolness and some lack of coolness. Okay, so let me do here. I did not have time. Well, I can actually do. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I gotta do a thingy thing here. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see this yet. Okay. Wow, these are all out of order. It's a tall mug of SHOKY. That's weird. Don't be weird. Okay, I have to do a thing right quick. Let's move this over here. Kind of have to realign some things here, so. I didn't have a whole lot of time to get set up, so give me a minute. I've got to reorganize some stuff. You guys know when I'm doing these things, when I have pictures and whatnot, I have to get these things realigned. Okay. Three, 4. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Okay. Okay, so I need. Is it 6? Yeah, 6. Yeah, always with the preparation here. No. It's going to be 8. Sorry. It's like these things I literally put together at the last second here. So this is going to be 9. I'm mad, you're mad, we're all mad here. Yep. So, guys, this week was trying to get back into doing more reviews and all those things. Doing a lot of editing this week, honestly, because, well, frankly, I was way behind on it. And you guys may or may not have noticed that a whole lot of videos went live yesterday by accident. Yeah, that was by accident. I forgot that I had a certain video lined up already, and then I added more to the queue without even thinking about it, because I'm putting out the not behind the scenes, but out the box videos, so that you guys can see my initial reactions and stuff like that too when I get things out. And I accidentally put out one of those without meaning to. I mean, it's not that big a deal, except I was worried that it would actually screw up my releases, because thinking that, well, if you put out like more than 3 videos in like 24 hours, the algorithm is not a fan. Okay, so this is 15. Give me a second, I'm almost done. Renaming a whole bunch of pictures all at once. That's going to be 16. Oh, no, that one's 17. How are you guys doing? For everybody who's here. Okay. So, actually, you know what? Let's not do that one as 2. Let's do that one as 18. Yeah. Nope. Oh. Deleted something I was trying to save. Restore. Don't you hate that when you accidentally delete something? Okay, so that's 18. 19 and 20. Okay. And sorry, like I said, I just ate dinner, so if my nose is running, that's what's up. Okay, so this one needs to be 21 and 22. Okay, and I need... I hate having to do all this organization on the camera, just wasting time from you guys, but here. How good is Magic Square quality? Devastator is my favorite character. Magic Square version does him justice. New Age also looks good. How's their quality? Generally speaking, New Age quality is significantly better. But apparently, Magic Square's quality, especially in plastics, is getting better. However, that's one thing we're going to be discussing tonight to a degree. So I've reviewed 2 Magic Square items, and other than the detail on Ultra Magnus, it doesn't feel great. The plastics don't feel great. And apparently that comes down to the type of plastic they're using and the molds and such like that. So New Age has been way ahead of the game, with the exception of like their very first release. Like Flipper is a lighter plastic. It's more akin to what Magic Square uses, but New Age post that has just been getting better and better, along with their hardware and their engineering, their detail work, their paint work. I mean, the earliest ones didn't have that much paint, but they had paint. Almost every single figure that I've gotten from them in the last couple months is almost 100% fully painted. Whereas Magic Square is doing virtually no paint. Okay. Actually, let me move this one up, because that's an important thing. I have to reorganize, guys. I gotta reorganize. Okay, so that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. All these guys here. That's good there. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Now got it. Eric, what's going on? Sorry, once again, I'm just getting set up for things. And because I'm using this software, it takes a minute to do. So, and then Magic Square isn't terrible, but the other thing is you can't really mix and match because the scales are completely different. Magic Squares tend to be a little bit bigger. Just finished watching the Snyder Cut. What'd you think of that? In a few short words, what did you think of that? Okay, good. That didn't automatically do that. Looking, building a stray maraschino. Explain your cherry thing. Also, something that Magic Square did do their MP Prime, which apparently was okay. But for me, since I'm buying all these Legends and stuff like that, I'm going mostly New Age. Now, I had DX9 already, and DX9 and New Age are more or less the same company. New Age took over the Legendary Heroes, which was DX9's thing. Consider it an offshoot. Whether it's actually a separate company versus a subsidiary, I don't know about that. Better than the original, but we're having a spaz attack at certain scenes. I assume you mean the final scene is one of those ones where you're having a spaz attack. Need to have you and the missus on to discuss. Okay. So, just off the bat, since we're talking about DX9 did hit the market first years ago with their HOKY, which, not to be confused with SHOKY. Will I be able to watch later? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to be... Yeah, you can watch the stream later on. It's fine. Plus, you can always go back and watch my reviews if you have not. So, Sorry, just got myself my pinky toe. So the DX9 Hulky came out many, many years ago, and it was okay. I wanted to buy this, but then it ended up getting sold out everywhere. And of course, it is the 6 Constructicons. It looks like it obviously has to have the extensions for the arms. And if I had to guess, the hips. I don't know. This looks like long haul here. So there's got to be some kind of add-on probably around the crotch. But for the most part, Hulky was made of the original Constructicons. Now, I tried to find individual pictures of the different bots. I'm going to be honest with you. The bot modes are very wonky looking. And of course, if you look at that head sculpt, it's also kind of wonky. I don't know. Can I zoom in? I can zoom in a little bit here. So you can look at this head sculpt and stuff like that. Now, one thing that was actually a very cool aspect of this, so the chest wing, as it were, was actually the boom arm of Hook. And then when it splayed open, it was the purple and the silver. It's very, very cool. Okay, my brother can cover for me. Okie dokie. Jason Kreischer, what's going on? MG Asteroid red frame with noir frame armor molded in brown instead of black. Red makes the brown look like chocolate. That's just strange. Okay, show pictures later. You know where to post them. So this one was kind of weird. Now, I've watched Ngo review it. I've watched Bobby Skullface review it. Stuff like that. Not the best quality. Some G1 toy-esque features in here, especially if you're looking at the way they combine and stuff like that. But like the hands and everything are kind of strange proportions, and having long haul still be the thighs means that he's got to have a whole lot of section going on, as it were. Now, if you guys have seen my review of the Toy World Devastator, which is, where do I have that picture? Like, I forgot to get a whole picture of it. The main controversy of the New Age Devastator and seemingly these legend scale combiners is the fact that you need parts forming. So this is the New Age one. This is the entire upper body, part of the arms, the crotch, the thighs, and the knees, all integrated as a single piece, along with the head. The head is also already a part of it. Also does have light up eyes, which is pretty badass. Also looks a whole lot like the Toy World one, which I find interesting, even as the way the arms mount to it. The Weisheng version of DX9 Hulky is a great figure. Yeah. So this is the updated thing. And this is where all the controversy comes from that I've seen online, whether it's on IG or on New Age's original post. And a lot of people are really, really upset that you basically have this entire chunk of Devastator. But when you look at him in fully combined mode, he's really anatomically correct. He's very screen accurate to, to degrees, because sometimes silver legs, sometimes green legs, other kind of color legs. But let's see someone design one. Yes, we're going to talk about that. But everyone is getting really pissed about the parts forming a lot, Jason. It's really strange. Even a friend of mine who I've done an interview with named Tim K, he wanted this until he saw this. When he saw that, he's just like, nope, I'm done. I don't want all of that parts forming. And I'm like, dude, you can't say how amazing this looks in its combined mode and then complain about parts forming, especially when he is a third-party Transformer collector. Now, I can understand. Now, New Age and Magic Square don't do things 100% together. They're not 100% like doing the same thing, but it's just crazy, because if you jump over to, and this is the comparison, I'll let you guys see this. So this is Oh, I gotta share that specific window. Hold on. Let me close that one. Sorry, I forgot I can't just open another window. Okay, that didn't work either. Hold on, let me just... There it is. Okay, so this is the prototype images of the Magic Square. Now, one thing that is neat is the aspect of taking the torso, the arms, and the gun and all that, and making it into its own dealy-hoo. And that's fine if you're down for that. But you also get left with the wing thing, not having like the thruster on the back, and then just huge, what I'm assuming will be a translucent piece down the line. This one is looking a little bit more like the Toy World in some design. But then you still end up with the same torso, or the same hips discussion. I will say that the gun looks far more accurate to certain toys and stuff like that compared. Also, this is not final coloring, but from the images they showed, they wanted to go with this route of coloring. The MS Devastator parts remaining of Toy World. Yeah. So this is a little bit more in the vein of Toy World. A little bit. And that's fine. But that also means that you still have to have the physical connection between Hook and Long Haul to fill out that torso and hope that it stays together. Which means you're going to have clips. And remember, these guys are Legend scale. They're not big. You're talking figures that are this big that have to transform into a combined mode, an alt mode, and a bot mode, and still have to have connections. Like this one has a little tiny T-tab. Look at this. This is, if you can, I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in. So look, this super tiny T-tab here is the only thing that is going to be holding this huge forearm and elbow section to your Bone Crusher. This little guy here is probably, once again, actually pretty similar to Toy World. And I'm starting to notice Magic Square borrowing engineering from a whole lot of other people. In fact, their new Bumblebee is literally a ripoff with some new engineering of the New Age Bumblebee. So a Masterpiece Transformer, the only way to make pristine models without panels, without kibble, and feature details bucket load is not transform. True. So this is the thing. Okay, sorry, I was thinking. Okay, so you still have to have a head. He does not come with two head sculpts, whereas the New Age one does. I'll go back to that in a minute. But you still have to have this huge section here somehow connected to everything else. It's cool that it comes with the drills, but whoop-de-doo. It would be cool if the Magic Square one could do this. Looks like the gun breaks into two pieces, which, oh well. Because look, here's part of the rifle. Here's a barrel of the rifle, so it looks like that splits. Okay, so let me go a little bit ahead here. Unless there's 1,000 pieces. Yeah. That was the wrong thing. Still zoomed in. If you're zoomed in, you can't move pictures. So this is their Devastator in its full combined form. Which, I'm going to say, I mean, it doesn't look bad. But I also want to know where Scavenger's bucket arm went. Like, what happened here? But you can also see there's not a significant connection between the forearm and the bot here. And also, he still has to do all of this stuff and have a combiner port hidden somewhere here in Hook or inside them, just like Toy World. And for those who know look at this, they even have the Toy World thighs. At least here they do. And by the way, this is their new Prime they're working on. But, I mean, like, the legs look fine. I mean, for what they are. But, and to each their own. I'm not really trying to say which one you should get. What I'm trying to point out is people are mad that the New Age one gives you basically an entire torso solid chunk. And then the New Age one is more, quote-unquote, traditional. Basically copying the Toy World version. realistically. Now, here is the Magic Square bot prototypes. And I'll zoom in a little bit here so we can see a bit better. And they're okay. I mean, it does look like they're borrowing a little bit from Toy World, but like the legs over here on Hook are a little odd. Mixmaster thing is just a little. It's not hateful by any means. Of course, no paint, no decals, no nothing. But like, I don't know if this is parallax around the edges or these guys are really thick. Like, I do wonder about that. Okay. And once again, like, you're gonna have to hide on these two guys. You're gonna have to hide those combiner ports for the arms, and then I guess the legs just are plugging in. It looks just like a peg. Nothing solid connection. TFC Toys was the last one that impressed you. That's interesting. I mean, TFC is not bad, but I would definitely argue that. Okay, so this is as far as Magic Square has shown. Now, let me, for those who have not seen, scroll back very quickly. Okay, so this will be how New Age is, and these are real pictures. You know, they have shown, here's the two different head sculpts, so you can get animation and then G1 style, however you want. And once again, they light up, which is a pretty cool feature. I assume the Magic Square will attempt to do the same thing, though I haven't seen. I don't know the Magic Square has done any LEDs, whereas New Age has done a few so far, which is pretty cool. And even integrating sound. The reflector had sound in it, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's go over the New Age bots. And it's a slight unfairness because they can show finished product. So there's Bone Crusher. And it's a pretty damn good looking Bone Crusher in my mind. Once again, I'm not exactly shilling for New Age, but they're my preference. I'm just showing you the difference. Now, one thing that is pretty neat is the ability to have opening and closing hands. Now, I'm not going to show off accessories and all that stuff. Basically, it only comes with, they all come with a gun and a horn for that coronation scene where they all have the horns out. But I think this is a very good little bot in and of itself. And then there's his little dirt mover mode. And I love the fact that even though they don't need it, he does have the pegs here on the top. So it's still referencing the G1 toy to a degree where the arms and stuff would plug in back and all that. You know, it's a good looking thing in my opinion. And you can see how it transforms, which I'm a big fan of when you can really tell that. I do love the fact they find a way to compact the shovel. And then for Scavenger, he does look like he's wearing purple pants. That is the weirdest part of his design and always has been. My biggest issue is that there's no good spot to put the Decepticon emblem, because it should be like right here, like on his titty, as it were. Good looking. Of course, he still has the shovel hanging out his butt. And these are all official New Age photos, but one thing I'm really digging. So Scavenger was my first Constructicon ever. When I first got them, because you had to buy them individually back in the day. Oh, I need some drink. And I love that you get some G1 toyness out of him. So you still got the feet, which are just sort of tucked away right here. But one thing that's great is you no longer have a big old peg like hanging off the front, like the old toy would have to do. You don't have anything crazy going on around the back. I like it. It's just it's simple yet effective. The paintwork on the window is sketchy, but that's new. Yeah, and we'll talk about that in a minute, Absurd Cheddar, because there's an interesting factor, at least in the New Age version, and we'll talk about it. So, Scrapper, fantastic looking. Doesn't look like ridiculous out of sculpt. I mean, even with the big ass wheels hanging off of them, I do gotta wonder how they're gonna have the head. I assume it'll flip in and out. Now, I'm not showing every picture. I'm just showing the bot mode and alt mode, because there are pictures of them in all kinds of poses. You can see them from the front, see them from the back. He does have the pegs here, So I do wonder if the chest daily can still come off so he can do his little jet mode thing, which would be cool. And considering they're kind of referencing the G1 toys and the cartoon characters at the same time, I think it's pretty good. And, you know, Scrapper's got one of the easiest transformations, realistically. And actually, he was one of my favorites from Toy World. The way his legs transformed and stuff was actually pretty neat, in my opinion. And the fact that we're still going to have to use his arms as props for leg mode kind of impresses me. But also the fact that whenever you're in combine mode, they use the bot's articulation to give him ankle rockers. I think that's pretty badass. And this is in my opinion, a bit more cartoon accurate because his dirt mover bulldozery mode was always a little weird. Like, the only thing that bothers me a little, it might be right here. You guys can see. Give me a second. Let me zoom in. I can't tell, but this might be one of those weird sliding pin joints like Soundwave has. That's one of those sketchy deals that I don't like, but if it works, it works, so I can't complain that much. This is definitely more cartoon than it is toy, because I had the originals. Obviously, they were a little bit scaled better, but I'm a fan. Also, still some playability, and the scoop can do the things. Oops. I have a zoomed in by accident. Okay. All right, so this one I think is pretty impressive, and it's their Mixmaster. So he's got the very Decepticon looking head along with the actual black nose, which is cool. His wheels are a little bit stubby, but it is what it is. But I love the fact that his head and the thing above his head are completely independent of the drum and all that stuff behind. And that's something I haven't seen any of the toys do. It's almost always one whole big thingy, even if it moves up and down to expose the head. I feel like this gives him the ability to be a character instead of just be a big block with some wheels that look like arms. Now, his cabs that's going on down here for the feet, a little chunky, but it is what it is. And you can see a whole lot of stuff needs to move. I'm a fan. But then his alt mode, wheels are a little tiny. It's okay, in my opinion. The only thing, not the only thing, one thing I find really, really cool, the drum, and I don't have the picture of the behind mode, he actually has the ability, when transforming, the drum shrinks to become smaller on the robot back. I digs that a lot. I also expect I believe this is gray paint on the green, which is pretty cool. I wish it was silver, but it is what it is. And once again, they need to make sure they put any kind of spot where you can slap a logo on the individual bots. And that's one of those things that I'm not sure they're accommodating for. Because most of the time, they'll do a little spot if you needed to. All right, now here's one that I'm a big fan of. Their long haul. This is a pretty badass long haul. Look how small they managed to make his front truck mode for his chest. Has the black arms like he should. He's got the silver head like he should. I'm a big fan. And then, of course, the literal dump truck legs. Now, there is some hollowness. You know, it's one thing that I know Tim really was pissed off about was all the hollowness in some of these bots. And, well, when you have things that have to unfold and uncompact, you're going to have some hollowness, especially when you don't have the ability to cover any of it up due to the fact of being small. But something I just noticed, his elbows, those are ball joints coming from hinges. So that means you're going to get some forearm rotation and a little bit of turn along with your elbow. And then, of course, the wrist flex here. And all of them have those opening hands. I'm a big fan. Also, painted wheels. That's something that New Age hasn't always done. And they need to get a little bit better at on some of their figures. I do wish that the back wheels here... That was strange. I don't know why that opened. I do wish that the back wheels here would tuck flat to the back of the legs. But it is what it is. Long haul after Weight Watchers. So this is the thing. And a lot of figures, even the Takara / Hasbro version of Devastator from Combiner Wars, he had to be the biggest bot because he was making up the legs, he was making up the lower torso, he was making up the hips. So he had to be huge. And if you guys remember, the Takara version was like, blah, big old chunky boy. And the Toy World one, pretty chunky, but not in the same way because he doesn't have to make up the hips and the legs. And that's one thing I really, really dig about this. And one thing that's cool, I didn't get a shot of the behind photo. His dump truck bed, instead of being the entire back of Devastator, is like just a little just kind of there. So he's going to insert kind of in the back, and Hook will insert from the front. So you get the visual aspect of the bots being there without having them to be the mechanical connection to everything on the New Age one. And in my opinion, just my opinion, that's superior. Also, this cute little dump truck mode. Might not be fully transformed right here, but cute little dump truck mode. Nothing crazy. Totally functional. I digs it. I mean, like, back here is a little bit barren in my opinion, but I mean, it's the back of a dump truck. What do you want? And then, of course, you get Hook, which I think looks fantastic compared to the Magic Square. I always get it backwards. So he's one of the only ones that the hands don't have a big open gap, which is cool in my opinion. I think he looks pretty classy, especially with the metallic red eyes. It's funny that his feet just kind of. It's like this looks almost like a peg leg, and this looks like a big old boot. But I think it just looks really good. And you can see just, there's a big hinge here, which means that's going to fold away for his head. At some point, he's going to have a break there. So he's still going to have to transform like he should and then insert into the body. So, I mean, and then, there's a little bit of crane mode. And this does, go in and out. They got a little probably die cast. That looks probably like it's going to be a die cast Hook. Fan of that. But yeah, I mean, he's still going to have to split somehow down the middle. I'm actually very intrigued on how they're going to make this work, because the Magic Square one makes sense. You can see how it's going to function, because it's going to function a lot like the Toy World one. And there we go. Now, granted, the photos there with the ability to just make another little dooley out of the extra parts, cool. I'm fine with that. Now, hold on. I forgot to do another thing. Did I close it? I did close it. Hold on. I have to do a thing. There was a couple other pictures I meant to pick up. Now, one thing that I have not seen so far is the price of the Magic Square. I assume it'll be somewhat comparable, though. Also, we don't know how they'll be distributed. So, one thing about the New Age, they're going to be releasing 2-packs. So, different photos. Sorry, I was reading as I was talking. Different bots in different sets. And, that's fine. I'm actually kind of keen on that because of the cost. And I'll show you that here in 2 seconds after I get all this downloaded. I gotta do the downloading. Once again, I was not as prepared as I wanted to be. I had things ready to go, but then I didn't at the same time. Okay, so let's close this up. Go back to stream. Okay. Then add to stream. Oh, skip ahead a couple here. Once again, I'll say I like the gun better on the Magic Square. So, by the way, this is something I wanted to point out. People were complaining about the combined mode and all that crap. This was literally the hips and stuff of the Toy World. Pretty much the best Devastator there is. I mean, in the third-party MP world. Period. I'm sorry. I mean, you can have your favorite, but it's the best. And I know somebody was complaining about plastics getting worse over time, but it is what it is. Pictures, come on. That's going to be like that. Hold on. It's like, I don't recognize your new pictures, Sonny. Oh, stop sharing. Give me a second. Sensible transformation with good kibble placement as an art, it makes or breaks a good figure. Good scene placement is also good. Yes, very much. New Age is selling them like in a Jim Bow Devastator. I guess. I don't know. Oop, not that. There we go. Okay. So this is just from Chosen Prime because they had them set up first. So let me just zoom in. So we've got the first release is going to be Bone Crusher and Scavenger, which is cool because those are the first two I ever bought. That's going to be $100 set, at least here in the US. I don't know about prices elsewhere in the world. Who knows? Really tend to push the envelope, plastic origami, and black magic engineering. Yes, they do. But then again, so is Hasbro / Takara. So this is the first set, $100. That seems kind of steep. Not gonna lie. Are these $50 figures? I don't know. But look at it this way. You know, our friend Galvatron is like a $45 figure, and he's fantastic and only have to do two things: overusing fake kibble. This is true. Now, if I go down here, of course, the next one up is Scrapper and Mixmaster. So they give you the two arms, and then they give you the two legs. That's how you do. Now, for some reason, these guys are $109. Why are they $10 more? No clue. Have no idea why that set would be different. Now, there's another thing. They're really only showing these bits and pieces as they come with the gun and the horn. Whether they'll have any Energon cubes or anything like that has not been seen. They have not shown packaging. So it's entirely possible they might throw out some other stuff. We don't know. It's possible. So already right there, with just 4 out of 6, you're looking at $210. And that's crazy. But here's the other important part. You get to Hook and Hook and Long Haul. They're $115. Why are they more? All of these sets should be the same price. But this was the part I found very interesting. Say you just want these guys for their bot modes, which I kind of am leaning towards. I have a big-ass Devastator, and in my mind, while they're fighting amongst all of my little guys, when they go into combined mode, they get bigger. Like, bigger. Same thing with my Zeta Siberion. But you can completely buy the combiner parts as its own separate thing. You're not burdened with, here's an arm that comes with one of the characters, here's a leg or the hips that come with this other character. Also, yeah, that rifle is super simple. I don't know what's going on there. Alex Lemons, you're way late, but yes. So, in my mind, if I really didn't want to actually make a Devastator, I'm actually keen on the idea that you don't even have to buy the combiner parts. You can just be happy with your set of Constructicons. Like I could have the Constructicons surrounding Megatron, where they're like reprogramming him, or something a lot like that. Bigger. Yeah, shut up. But like I said, I use my MP combiners to represent my combiners or my combined bots in the diorama. And for those who haven't seen it, it's gonna be hard to see over there. Also, it's gonna be hard to see because it's small. So you can see there, I have all my legends fighting amongst my two big ass combiners, and of course over here I have them fighting amongst two city bots, just depending, and it'll change up over time. But say I didn't have the big combined bots in the scene, and I just wanted to have Constructicons and didn't want to be burdened with leftover bits and pieces, wouldn't have to buy it. But once again, we're looking at an immense cost at this particular point. So you're looking at, just with the 3 sets, about $350. That's crazy. That is really crazy for 6 legend scale bots. And I've got a lot of them. Like, believe me, I know. I mean, I bought the DX9 Dark Dino set. I've got, I'm going to have to buy the New Age Prime, the new one when it comes out, the 2.0 Prime. And I doubt they'll redo Dinobots, but if I do, I'm going to have to get some more Dinobots as it goes. If they redo, they're probably going to redo a couple other ones, but they still haven't gotten around to doing the earliest figures from DX9, so redoing Cup and RC, so they still have those that they need to redo, which would be cool because I want to make a movie shelf. Yeah, you're not buying it anyways, so who cares? But I mean, the whole thing is like they will likely do a whole combined set later because it makes sense. They might do a whole. Here you go, buy all of them together for $450. You know, because you got, like I said, $350 plus an extra $80. If you want to make it combine, you are literally hitting the price of a real MP combiner. I mean, that's borderline Unicron money over there. You know, my Zeta Unicron. Oh, so Mr. Absurd Cheddar Person here. And Magic Square will not sell theirs that low. If they're not, they can't make any money at that rate. If they do, they're morons. If I'm honest with you, but Magic Square is usually competitive pricing when it comes to these things. But they have a brand new Prime that they have to pay for, so we'll see. Scale was always very wonky. Yeah, you can't go by G1 animation, and the Sunbow chart changed a lot. Now, one thing, if you watch Bobby Skullface, he actually got, with the help of somebody else, basically is, here's the DX9 New Age scale chart. Here's the Magic Square scale chart. Here's the Iron Factory scale chart. So, you know, we're basically making the Sunbow chart fit the individual legend scale lines so you can see where they should be. And that's one reason why they shrunk the new Bumblebee, because the old one was too big, both in car mode and in bot mode. So they actually shrunk the new Bumblebee, which you'll see this week because the review will be up. But it could be that Magic Square follows this same formula, 2 and 2 and 2, and then the combined stuff later. But for me, say I'm not a Devastator fan. I mean, just hypothetical. Say that I just want one set of these guys. You know, I love these two characters. That's all I want. Cool. I get those two characters. I get their gun. I get their silly little horn that I'll never use. Doesn't even show they come with any extra hands because they can't. Their hands all fold away. Unlike all the new ones where they have replaceable hands. Toy World Devastator for that price. If you could get the Toy World for that price, good on you. But what I was getting at is just that if you don't want to get stuck with combiner parts that you may never use, this is actually kind of cool. Like, I want the Devastator complete in this set. And of course, they're not all coming out at the same time, so you don't have to be burdened with that huge dump all at once. I think they're coming out a month apart from each other. You know, so you can save up this money and save up this money and save up this money. Which this next year is going to be kind of hard because we're going to be moving soon to a far more expensive place. And that's not because I'm making all the YouTube money. It's because this place is terrible and we need more space. And new places are more expensive. Oh, sorry. What I was trying to say to you a minute ago, Mr. Cheddar Person. New Age has been incorporating diecast in a few of their newer bots. Like, there's diecast in Galvatron in a few places. There's diecast in Soundwave. Oh, his toes keep coming out from under him. There's diecast in somebody else. One of the other new ones that I got has a bunch of diecast in them. Never mind. I'm thinking of the Transform Element. Scorponok has a lot of diecast, which is impressive. But I would think that to make him balance well, they might incorporate a good bit of diecast in certain parts that don't have to move around a ton. I expect that. Now, if that's what's cranking up the price, I can absolutely get behind that. As far as I know, Magic Square, not including any diecast. And the Magic Square plastics still have never, ever sold me. Like, not once. Like, I could see his chest being diecast. Maybe not the feet here, because I have to do a lot of movement. I bet this right here... Oh, you guys can't see, sorry. My bad. Which button? That one. I could see this all being die-cast just because it looks like metal. Wheels could be die-cast for all I know. Yeah, I could definitely see that being die-cast. Maybe even parts of this could be die-cast because it doesn't have to move much. His drum could be die-cast. So, I mean, I could see it. I could see them doing more die-cast because it's better for them to paint because they can do heavier coats. Oh, his head could be die-cast for all we know. Scrapper, I don't think there's any... If his shovel was die-cast, it'd be awesome. I don't think that it will be, personally, because it would make him too back-heavy in bot mode. But I could see them incorporating die-cast somewhere. Like his chest right here, the silver part, could be all die-cast like the original. That'd be kind of neat, to be totally honest with you. Not sure about Bone Crusher. Parts of him could be die-cast in there somewhere. So, I mean, they're going to have to justify the cost for sure. I'm not even going to argue that. Because I don't understand why certain ones would cost more. They're all roughly the same size, and they're not coming with anything extra because there's no combiner parts. There's no fancy other stuff. So unless there's more accessories that we aren't being shown just yet, which I'm all for, like, you got to think about it. The Seekers cost way more than they should because it came with the Space Bridge bases. That was something that was completely unprecedented. Like, nobody realized, like, wait a minute, we can build a space bridge diorama and our jets can still fly from them. But they cost more. Oh, yeah, all the Seekers all have die-cast in their feet. And chest, I believe. Hold on. Something I don't personally care about. I just don't enjoy being fed lies. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I missed a thing here. I actually don't care. Scale isn't something I normally fixate on. I'll back this up just a bit. Just meant Hasbro lied to us about the SS86 figures being 1-to-1 accurate. Who said it was going to be 1-to-1 accurate? I never once saw anything say that those were going to be accurate. They're close. I mean, some of them are off, but they're close. But they do have... See, here's the problem with believing anything about the Studio Series 86 line, because I think what they did was they were intending on having movie characters at the tail end of War for Cybertron trilogy, and then they said, wait, oops, we're changing that story. And so then they said, well, we got these figures we're already working on, Studio Series, because it's a movie. And so that's why you got Springer, who has not once shown up, and you get RC, who barely shows up, and those are in the Kingdom and the Siege lines and Earthrise, but they're not even in the show, or they're barely in the show. And then you get Cyclonus, you get Scourge, or you get Cyclonus, and you get, or in the Kingdom line, even though he's not featured, at least so far. Galvatron was, but very briefly for one episode, and then poof, unless he's coming back, they missed him by an entire series. And also, that figure sucks. So are they going to give us, even though Cyclonus is actually really good, I still haven't gotten him yet. So that's why there's really strange things going on between the Kingdom/Siege line and the Studio 86 line. Yes, the Daniel, the Wheelie, all that stuff that's stupid and doesn't need to be with the Dinobots, I'm with you on those. Those are crap. Partially fixed figures, to the point that DNA Designs is releasing a whole upgrade kit for Grimlock that includes a Wheelie that can transform and pose and all that kind of stuff. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. Said you can get a Devastator for that price. Sorry. So it's weird because sometimes comments interject with each other. Sorry. Should be smaller than Grimlock's head. Hot Rod and Wreck-Gar were at eye level in most shots. It doesn't matter. Animation is still not even accurate at all. So, I mean, you can't really be mad because so much of that is the wrong size anyways. Hot Rod is significantly smaller than Prime. Ultra Magnus can be massive in some scenes and then just barely bigger than some bots in another, And then Wreck-Gar just is what he is. Hold on. Dennis Moulton was dumb for believing them, yeah. I mean, they have the coronation trumpets. Yes, that's cool. Long haul. Hold on. Galvatron being released in G1 toy colors. If he is. I mean, I'm sure that's going to be a Pulse exclusive. And oh yeah, I do know that because my friend Tim has a big heart on for the toy colors. Didn't sound to be a dump truck. Yeah, Coronation Trumpets is fine. Oh, those might be diecast, now that I think about it. Components released at the same time. They're released with different schedules. Pricing can change. I don't think so. I mean, like, all the listings are at once. DX9 or rebrand DX9 does Unicron at MP scale. I mean, they won't. I mean, they have no reason to. I mean, DX9 is dying slowly. I think that the last combiner with Menasor was probably their last thing they're really going to do. New Age is really where all their money is being made right now. I don't think they're going to bother doing anything big. Like, I don't think anybody is. I mean, Fans Toys showed off their enormous the renders of their enormous. Help me out here. Not a Mega Supreme. Oh, Fort Max. Their gigantic Fort Max is supposed to be like 40 inches tall. That thing's going to cost like $1,100. You know, they're probably never going to make it. And if they do, it'll take them 5 years because I showed it off 2 years ago. And no pricing, and there's been no info ever since. Now, it's one thing for them all, DX9, Fans Toys, all these other guys, to do like City Bots. Like, somebody else needs to do a Scorponok, which nobody has. You know, nobody's bothered with the exception of, Unique Toys, I think. Are those guys who did some of the City Bots? I know Make Toys did a few, which were fine. Their Utopia was actually a really good one. I actually really wanted to get that one, and I never did. I think they did a Fort Max too. But, like, they won't do anything that scaled anymore. And I don't think Toy World, because Toy World's kind of in and out of being real now, because you're getting designers who are branching off, leaving these companies, and going to start other companies. Zeta is a Toy World offshoot. Studio One, technically a Zeta offshoot, or they sold the design to somebody else. There's the Predacon, the Zeta Predacons got sold off, so Zeta's not making the Predacons. The Zeta train bots, was it Raiden? I believe they sold that design, and now it's gone to like High Moon or something like that, Full Moon. So, like, it's like they have all these designs, and then either they're not planning on making them, or they're pawning them off on someone else because they don't feel like it. You know, Zeta started doing movie stuff, and that's kind of the death throes when you're making Bayverse stuff. Cyclonus looks great. I'm just waiting for IDW retool. Good luck. Hold on. Fans Project's Armored Battalion, Chop Shop, Barrage, and Ransack box set. No, I don't even know who those characters are. So, no. I use Amazon for everything, always a gamble. If 3-piece stuff appears, don't trust eBay. Friend told me, very off-putting stories. Yeah, no. I mean, like, Facebook Marketplace is pretty good. I'm in a couple different Transformers sellers group and or raffle groups. Because I was in several raffles to get other versions of Toy World Devastator, Unicron before I bought him. I was in raffles to win him, and a few others. Unfortunately, I didn't win, but usually the buy-in is fairly cheap. I mean, you might pay $40 or $50 and win a bot that's worth $600. So, I mean, that's on you if you do that. Oh, stupid flies. We got these stupid sing flies that are come around every time this year. Hey, baby. Going to bed? What's up? I heard. I'm sorry. You could have told me that later instead of right now. Are you okay, though? Yeah. Okay. All right, baby. Oh, the Insecticons. All right, love you too. I mean, I have my Insecticons. I've got the New Age ones, and I'm very happy with those. Oh, hold on. I forgot my... Yeah. My putty fell on the floor, got hair and dirt and stuff on it. No, I mean, like, I'm not big on the MP bots anyways. Like, I was working my way into MP, official and stuff like that. I mean, the only other... Stupid flies. Yeah, live stream, trying to just kill flies. The only other things that I buy, essentially, that are third party or are Planet X. Like, and I'm still waiting on my Planet X Genesis that was ordered months ago, that is, somewhere. And my combiners. I'm good on those. And I want the Zeta Bruticus. If Zeta does Protectobots, I'll get that to go alongside Bruticus. But that's it. I don't need any other ones. Shockwave is your favorite Transformer. I got some Shockwaves. The New Age Shockwave is pretty good, except for the weird pin sliders in the arms. I don't like that. In fact, I have the Shattered Glass one sitting right here. He's cool. One thing that I really appreciate is New Age doing all the Shattered Glass figures. Like, nobody else is doing it. And then all of a sudden, here comes Hasbro. Everything gets a Shattered Glass release now, which is pretty cool. Maybe an upgrade kit for Cyclonus, which comes with IDW inspired head. Maybe. Got the weird head. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Not the famous tree. I mean the 4X. Oh, the other Insecticons. I got you. No, I don't even care about those, man. I mean, like, here's my deal. You guys should know this by now if you've been around long enough. One, my money is not infinite. It might look like I've got money, but I don't. I have credit card, and I sell stuff occasionally. I have a decent job, but it doesn't pay that much. And I save up a lot to get things I want. So when it comes to things like, hey, would you buy these? No, because if it's something I don't need specifically for my collection, I don't get it. Like, if something, I have to be able to not live without it at this point. Because, like I said, we're going to be moving shortly, and this whole room has to get emptied and then move to somewhere else. Not to mention the shelves and shelves and shelves over here of Gunpla that I was legit considering scrapping somehow. But I don't know. Because it's like, it's one thing for action figures, it's another for the Transformers and then the statues, because this room is kind of curating different things. And then, like, looking at it in the future, considering where we might be moving, at least for the apartment that we applied for today, it's going to be hell moving a lot of this stuff. And I consider it's like, what if I downsize a little bit? And if we don't get the apartment we're going for, then we have to go for a different apartment, which means we'll have less space than we need. Maybe it's not a little bit bigger than here, but I would have to completely reorganize the way I do things. Because the bedrooms that we looked at would not even be the dimensions of this one, which allowed me to make this happen. So it's a deal. This is a great lesson. Okay. Can't be helped to love. Sure. And it's fine if you like those things. But what I'm just getting at, Alex, is like, if somebody wanted to send me something to review, like say you ordered it and then said, hey, Shoky, you want to look at this? And you sent it to me, and then I just send it to you when I'm done with it, I'd be fine with that. That'd be great for me, because then I get to look at cool stuff and not have to buy it. And that's actually how I started the Beast Wars segment of Kingdom. I didn't want to keep them, so I bought the first couple, reviewed them, and then I sold them to Rodimus, because I know he's a huge Beast Wars fan. I like Beast Wars, but then like I got the second and third one of them, and I was just like, okay, I'm in on this line. So it was one thing when I had a way to review stuff and then not have to keep it, especially display it. That's a big thing. Now, if it's something I'm down for, like my Flame Toys stuff, my statues, my bigger items, things like that I'm going to have on display. It's like I got all this Nintendo crap up here that I don't even want anymore. I just got to find a way to sell. It's cool, but display-wise, there's nothing I got going there. I want to do dioramas. I want things to not just figures piled on shelves like I currently have everywhere. You can still see some falling over. I should get this backwards. My Gunpla are getting ridiculous, and I'm not done with that. So that's just a continuous hobby. And I just looked at it. I was like, do I really want to keep displaying these for all time? Is it something I want to work on? Is it, it's almost like, and I've mentioned this before, it would be great if I had someone who didn't want to build but really enjoyed Gunpla, and I could just basically, commission build and not have to keep that. Basically like, hey, I don't want to build this. Do you want to build it for me? And then I'll just take it off your hands when we're done. If I had that situation, I would be on top of it because I would be building right and left, review the things, gone, and I don't have to worry about storing it ever again. It's like it's a hobby, but then it turns into a collection, which turns into needing space. And space is really expensive now, especially where we live. So if we get the more expensive apartment, which has significantly more space, it'll be good. If we don't, then I have to change how I do things, at least in terms of displaying and collecting. Not to mention, going to have to cut back a bit. Because right now, my spending, it's a little much, if I'm honest. And YouTube ain't paying what it used to. So that's one reason I'm putting out way more videos lately than I have been. Yes, flame toys. So, and I have Flame Toys Megatron on order. It's on a boat somewhere off the coast of California, not coming to my house instead. Expensive, but very good. And of course, the Flame Toys models that are up there, I enjoy those, and I have more over there in the backlog. So I'm looking forward to that. I do have a couple things I need to sell. I got to hit up a certain person who I know wanted them. Got to get stuff out of my way, which I'm happy about. Space is not the final frontier. The heart is. Actually, Deep Ocean is final frontier, according to Sequest. It's like, we did space. The sea, on the other hand, we have not bothered to explore. Okay. I'm trying to get credit out of this. But either way, obviously this video started out of a necessity. Good Lord. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. Yes. Ever check out Super Sentai? Not personally, but I do know of Super Sentai, yes. I don't. It's one of those things where, like, I'm not necessarily going to watch it. I might follow, especially through other reviewers like Imgo, Dawson Rider, MMPR Toys, and stuff like that. But, like, Power Rangers is an old love, and I do have more Power Rangers figures coming. And I just picked up a couple. I need to find the new Lightning Collection Tenga. I just found a couple figures in store the other day, but no Tengas, which means people took all the Tengas. So I need to go tomorrow and look for at least one, maybe two of those, because I do enjoy those. I mean, like, I enjoy some Super Sentai stuff, just like I enjoy some Kamen Rider stuff. And I do have a Kamen Rider... Another Kamen Rider review coming up. Where are my Kamen Riders anyways? Oh, up there. My 3 Kamen Rider builds that I've done are right up there. I really enjoyed those builds, but, like, nobody seemed to care about the reviews, if I'm honest with you. Like, up yonder. I do have Power Rangers model kits on order, because I could not order them. I forget when they're coming out, probably late this year. So, and those are expensive. Those are coming. Old loves can turn bittersweet. Mine tried to slit my throat. That's not great. Alex, sorry about that. Grew out of Sentai, still love Kamen Rider. Some Kamen Rider is good. Some I think is bad. Or at least not as good, I should say. Not a fan of 01. As it went. Just was not a fan of that concept at all. Geo, I enjoyed. I liked the concept of it and stuff like that until it kind of got into the later part of the series when Decade sort of became a bad guy or something along those lines. Thought that was interesting. It's like you got your other anniversary slash time travel. I don't know. It just that one got complicated, and I did try to watch a few episodes of that. I did watch the finale of that when Geo did his thing. No spoilers. Ghost was an interesting one for me. I just liked a lot about that series. What Sentai series did I try to watch? It was one I was really interested in, and I did not really go after, and I should have. One of my favorite ones that I did not watch, but I love the concept of was ToQger. The suits are dumb, but the rest of it is cool. The Raishas and the crossing changer and stuff like that is really cool. Writing no longer made sense. Yeah. I didn't like that design. Kabuto, O's, Garim, Fies, and Kiva. See, a lot of people like Kiva. I was not a fan. I'm not a fan of the designs of Kiva. Gaim, I'm a big fan of the designs of. For some reason, the fruit aspect is just funny. The samurai / fruit thing is really cool. If I can get a couple of the SIC Gaim figures, I will. I doubt that's going to happen because they're old at this rate without getting them secondhand. I do like some of those. Were really, really cool. Kabuto is a neat design. That's why I got him. He's up there. Fies is okay for what it is. Did I get Fies? I didn't get Fies. Or if I have Fies, he's over there and I didn't build him. No, I meant to buy Fies and I didn't. There's a couple other ones. Forza is an interesting one, or Forge. It's just interesting with the whole space concept. I haven't seen anything of it. I just seen him. Things like that. So they're dangerous. What I think would be fun, depending on who's got the license, is if the Lightning Collection gets Beetleborgs in it from the Forever Red. That would be really cool. We need down the line a Forever Red pack to sell all the Red Rangers that were in that, and then stuff like that. Den-O. Yeah, a lot of people like Den-O. Probably isn't the best yet. Saber is interesting. What is the dragon? The dragon one. Because I've seen the figures for him where he's got the dragon armor and comes off the arm. Wizard was weird. Not keen on that one. Designs are interesting, but not really keen on it. See, I look at it as if I have to be drawn in by the design to even remotely care about the story. And if the designs can't even get my attention, then I don't go for it. Same thing for Sentai, realistically. Netflix cartoon. I mean, you could. I mean, Beetleborgs was too short-lived for what it was. It was cool. But I think if it was going to pop up anywhere, I would think Lightning Collection. But they could also bring them into the Boom Comics, depending on who's got the rights to it. Because that'd be interesting, because I already play with multiversal situations and other planets and stuff like that. So it would be interesting if they somehow brought in the Beetleborgs from an alternate universe or something like that. Or initially they were going to try to bring them in as part of the same universe. Like Power Rangers are here, Beetleborgs are over here. And one doesn't really know about the other until we get to a certain point. I think it would just be interesting. The Hillhurst monsters into animatronics brought to life by Flabber's magic. Oh, then we're hitting Five Nights at Freddy's then. That was so dumb. If there was a more modern way to bring around the Beetleborgs' powers, I'd be down for it. Though I always found it amusing that Beetleborgs and Kamen Rider never crossed over, because that would have worked. Oh, my Dealy Who here is a little bit loose. Actually, that's another one that would be interesting. I know Kamen Rider Black really does belong to Bandai, in a way, Saban. So they wouldn't come out in the Lightning Collection. Though, could we get Masked Rider from those 2 episodes? Wait, did he ever transform? He had to have, right? Yeah, he totally transformed. So that would be interesting to just get Masked Rider from that one episode ever. Early Heisei series seasons can be difficult to watch. I believe it. Also, guys, if you're just now tuning in, obviously I've gone through the entire discussion that we were going to have here. Alien scientist who invents all their gear. Maybe, but that's like just been a thing. I did like the idea that he was just some genie, like a ghost genie. But I love the idea that all of their stuff came from an active comic book. That was actually pretty cool. And they were kids. You know, not teenagers, kids. It was like kids trying to defend the world with their own morality from the comic book characters that they enjoyed. So that is one of those things where you have to just go full on disbelief, which I thought was it was great. And of course, second season with Beetleborgs Metallics, you know, when you literally have evil comic book artists against good comic book artists too. And he's like, the new bad guy comes to life, the weird Triceratops looking guy comes to life and then enslaves the evil artist to make more monsters for him to help fight the new Beetleborgs. Used early porno filmography. That's terrible. Magical alien. I mean, space magic is a thing, so why not? I don't know. I don't know how they could reboot Beetleborg because I don't know who owns them. It would be interesting if they could make it work. And yeah, doing it as a Netflix series, animated Netflix series, not like garbage animated, but like, you know who should do Beetleborgs? Studio Mirror. Because they can do that stuff really well, especially blending CG with actual animation. Oop. Signal's dropping. Hold on. There it goes. Less fortune. Yes, that's right. It does this every time. But either way, I don't know. That would be interesting. I know we're like completely off the rails here from our initial discussions. You just totally derailed me. Now, the whole idea of this initial discussion was not to sell you on New Age over Magic Square, but talking about the idea that people are so mad at parts forming aspects to turn around and still get parts forming aspects. Now, if New Age had the ability to turn their Devastator body into something else, like the Magic Square does, that would be cool. I don't need it to do that. Now, if the Toy World does that, that would be interesting because it's clearly based off Toy World. Clearly, like the molds, the designs, all of that is straight up Toy World. But I don't need another representation of the Toy World Devastator, you know? I kind of want one that looks like it just walked off the screen, and I think that's, for me, going to be the New Age. You know, and if I don't want the Devastator, I don't have to have it. I can literally just put it back in this box and set it aside and keep my little yellow and green boys, you know, depending on... And you know, here's the thing. New Age does almost every variant they can possibly put out, much like Hasbro. So you know they'll do a yellow version. They'll probably do an orange version, something like that. They'll definitely do a shattered glass version, and I am on board for a shattered glass set of Constructicons, because I think that's a fantastic color scheme. Will New Age do that? Or I'm sorry, will Magic Square do that? Probably not. No, I'm not talking about that again. Beetleborgs needs a Gridman treatment. Perhaps, yeah. That felt good. I had burritos for dinner, so I'm probably going to have to cut the stream out fairly soon. I'm always honest with you guys. I might have to take a bathroom break. Red figures look pretty, very pretty in package. Yes, I've given up on the red line, if I didn't mention that before. Because as soon as they showed off that Bumblebee was the same size as Prime, I'm done. I wanted them to be in scale to each other as they would be within the thing. So if you're going to make an action figure line based off of Transformers... I got to reposition this. Can't be seen on the microphone. If you're going to make an action figure line based off Transformers, keep them in scale to each other. By that I mean, okay, Prime is this size, so we know that Megatron should be this size, Starscream should be this size, Soundwave should be this side. And you said Shockwave earlier. My bad. I just realized that. I showed you Soundwave. Shockwave is coming. Their Shockwave looks fantastic. Can't wait. It also lights up. Magic Square doesn't. I'm gonna get that motherfucker. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, But the red line with the first three, Prime, Megatron, Soundwave, very cool. Soundwave maybe a hair too big, but the fact they showed a small bot to be the same size as Prime, nope, done. Out. Cheetor, same size. RC, same size. And if they're going to do an entire line like that, I'm sorry, with Black Series, you get different size characters. Somebody's bigger, somebody's taller. You get that. In Marvel Legends, same deal. It's the same damn company, and they couldn't pull it off with their own non-transforming Transformers. Nope, done buying that line entirely. Hoping Red does a purple Soundwave. Oh, from the comics? Not likely. That's what's really strange. Hasbro doesn't tend to do things from the comics. Though what is interesting is that that's one of the variants that New Age did not do, and they've done other. They've gave us what's his face, Straxus. We got Straxus from the comics, so why not a purple G2 Soundwave? It's really strange. WD, what's going on? In scale to each other does not sound sexually vague. I'm not going to say spicy bells either. Oh, they won't be spicy. They'll just be... I'm also drinking tequila, so we'll see how well that goes. I mean, I also don't have to go to sleep just yet. And I must say that if you guys probably didn't watch my live stream Friday night over on the third channel, because most people from this channel don't go over there. The neighbors above, they've been putting their kids to get to bed at a reasonable time. They're little kids. I believe they should go to bed a lot earlier because they're little kids. But to each their own. Trying to get them used to beds. Kids growing up needs a bigger bed, needs a full-size bed, and one is more than likely in a larger crib setting. Lately, within the last couple weeks, not been going to sleep. Literally jumping up and down, and then one of them, I'm assuming it's the older one that really liked to throw bouncy balls around. He'll hold stuff out and then drop it off the side of the bed, which must be high enough, but he could still reach down, pick it up, do it again. So he'll be dropping stuff, and the ceiling is bullshit. It's just like a drum. Whatever happens up there comes down here very loudly, and he'll be bouncing, and you can tell it sounds like he's got a railing, almost like a crib, to hold on to, because you can hear that rattling, and no, it's not the parents. Dirty brains. Because they're outside on the balcony, and we can hear all the noise happening. So we complained about it the other night because it went on for 3 hours. They're in the living room, they're out on the balcony smoking and hanging out, whatever. Fine, except you don't realize your kid has been inside for hours making noise when you thought he went to sleep. What? What the fuck are you talking about? Soundbite. Okay. Native American would be pale hand thief. What are you even talking about? I don't know if I should delete that. Because that's vaguely racist. But either way, normally about this time, they'd be making a fuck ton of noise. But currently, not making noise. So that's good. Because, we used to do these live streams every Sunday, and we'd go till almost 11. So you'd be talking about an hour or two of kid making noise upstairs. Yeah, be less insane. Take it down a notch, Alex. Just take it back a notch. So tomorrow, we did laundry today, so that's one thing I do not have to take care of tomorrow. So I'm going to get back to reviewing stuff. I've got Transformers, I've got action figures, including I got a Doc Brown down here, if you saw in the thing. I've got a cute little elf guy. I don't technically know what he is. I've got a scorpion-shaped guy. I've got a Kamen Rider. I've got kits to build. I did build a kit, sort of, on Friday. That was fun. It was very quick. So I'll do a partial review of that as well. So that'll be coming out this week, because you guys like when I build shit. Oh, Ecto 1 updates coming out very soon, since I'm putting that back on the channel. So if you're interested in the Ecto 1 build-up, I'll be posting those updates. One, I had to trim like 35 minutes of other stuff that you guys can't see because you're not patroneers. You know, like stuff that's supposed to come out later in the year that nobody knows about until it comes out. So that kind of stuff I had to trim off. So just the Ecto 1 updates. So you'll see those, and then it'll catch up to what I did Friday? Yes, Friday. Friday, I spent many hours, or between Thursday and Friday, I did many hours of doing the last couple steps of Ecto 1, which were a giant pain in my ass. So make sure you stick around for those videos coming up, along with Gunpla-esque builds, Transformers reviews, all the fun stuff. Make sure you subscribe to all the channels, including Shoky Reviews 2, where there is a fuck ton of content that nobody's watching. It's all cool shit, so go watch that. Hold on. Had the neighbor issue. Yeah, this like they've made noise, but they're little kids. They're talking like 4 and 2, so they're bound to make noise. But also, the sister of the woman who lives upstairs was visiting for a while, and she didn't care at all about making noise. Very heavy stepper. And would make a hell of a lot of noise. And they only very recently got these beds for the kids, or bed, might just be one big bed for the kids. And they had no furniture upstairs, you know, like at all. So like they were all, maybe even just the kids, were sleeping on a mattress in the living room, and then a TV was there, and then the parents were sleeping, I think, just on the floor. So they only very recently, when our other neighbor moved out, got some furniture. Like a table. I don't remember if I got a couch. Definitely got a full-size bed. All kinds of stuff like that. So, you know, they're coming up in the world, as it were. We're going to give them a couple things when we leave, too. Because, like, look, we don't want to take this with us, and we don't feel like trashing it. Do y'all want it? No. No. What? Oh, God, I'm sorry. You must stop. Really want to repurpose his proton pack into a flamethrower for my hot link. You're just saying things now. I feel like you're saying stuff, or you're referencing things that aren't coming across, and then talking about them again. Like, whose proton pack? You just said his proton pack. It's not just me. That's funny. Don't make me put you in timeout, Alex. Take it down a notch, please. So I don't know. All I know is that we've got a couple months or less to move out, and it's going to take me the better part of a week just to do this room. The rest of we could literally move out the rest of the house pretty much in a day. Like, you know, lots of clothes, all the dishes and all that bullshit. Pack up the living room, you know, movies and whatnot like that. Everything else, I think, we could move out in a day or two at max. I legit think it will take me a week, or at least a few days. And that would be like, if I was off, like if I was off work and we were getting ready to move, I could get this done in like 3 days max. But I'm going to be working and then moving in the off time, figuring out how to manage that. So, and this is why I hold on to all the boxes for things, so that like all my Transformers have their boxes for the most part, except for a few I just, or like the mainline stuff. Who cares? You know, the good, important, expensive stuff, all the boxes. Action figures, cheap stuff, nobody cares about boxes. Important, expensive stuff over here, boxes. Gunpla, I could get most of the Gunpla packed up in one afternoon, because they're just, most of them are just going to get slightly bubble wrapped and thrown in boxes. And then it's just the taking, like Devastator and Superion. In theory, I want to break those down, put them in their boxes to transport. But in practice, I'll probably just leave them assembled and just transport them like a child. Same thing where, Omega Supreme and stuff like that. That would probably just be too much of a hassle to break him down. Just carry him like a child. And the other thing that sucks, if we get this one apartment, it's on a 3rd floor and there's no elevator. So DEVYS are going to be very scary to transport, because the way I used to do this the last 2 times I've moved was pack up everything that's in a box, fill the DEVYS with boxes so they were very sturdy and full and didn't have any room to move, and then dolly them wherever we needed to go. But we've been on bottom floor. Even if we get the other smaller apartment, it's on the 2nd floor. I think they have one on the bottom floor, but I kind of don't want to live on the bottom floor anymore. Either water or just having people above me. Not keen on it. And also we'd be moving into brand new apartment nobody's ever lived in. So that's something new. So yeah, transporting a lot of this stuff is going to be a pain in my ass. Sorry, I just farted a bunch. The gear from Ghostbusters Ectotron has one. Yes, but you didn't actually reference that. You just said his proton pack. Hot Links guns combined for $20. Cyberverse Deluxe Hot Rod. You can have the flames too. That'd be cool. Oh, that's Hot Link. Who's the red one? Who's the red seeker that keeps showing up? The dude guns have a hole in the bottom. Okay. Anything with flames out of it looks like a flamethrower. True. Now, yeah, you could use the proton pack. It would just look a little odd. That's Red Wing. Okay, gotcha. Makes sense. New Age has one of him coming. I'm not bothering. Although I do want the Shattered Glass. Is it Thundercracker? It's not Starscream. Shattered Glass Starscream is painted like Jetfire, which they have that stupid one coming from Hasbro. Don't care at all. I cannot believe they're still selling you fucking Siege toys. I cannot fathom that they're still selling us 4-year-old figures in repaints. I know it's Hasbro, but come on. I mean, seriously, it's beyond the pale at this point. Also, I gave up on my Siege Seekers because I could never get a Skywarp. Never could get a Skywarp in the original Tetrajet form. I know he was like a Amazon special and came with extra bullshit. It's like, I just want a Skywarp, and now I can't have one unless I buy the Skywarp Thundercracker 2-pack and then get the Starscream separately in the Earthrise form, because fuck it if they're going to have full-size figures in the new one, because every old figure is now becoming a core class thing. It's fucking stupid. Would Shatterglass Red Wing not be red? I don't know. I don't know if there is a Shatterglass Red Wing. It's Shatterglass. It's not Starscream, but it's like the weird rainbow color. Like 3 Hot Links. So why do you have a whole bunch of Hot Links? That makes no sense. Also, why is he Hot Link? Just because he had a flamethrower? Hold on. Let me find this just real quick. It's going to drive me nuts if I don't remember. Also, why did I do it that way? The Googles is what I want. It's not Starscream. Might be Thundercracker. Hold on. It is Thundercracker. The one that's all weird and rainbow colored. He's like green and purple and red and blue. Yeah, so that's Thundercracker. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to get that one. Because it's going on a Shattered Glass shelf. So it is what it is. Excuse me. Whew. Who is this? I don't know. I'm seeing some Shattered Glass comic books here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a new. His name's Shazam. That's funny. That's really funny. G2 Ramjet. Is that what they called him? Oh, okay. I see what you're doing here. Yeah. There's some crazy color schemes. But yeah, I'm going to kick that one up just because I like it. Now, the weird thing is I don't have any of the cone heads. Yeah, still recoloring Siege Megatron. And not even the Earthrise Megatron, which that made no sense. It's like, yeah, he's different now. Why? They haven't even made it to Earth and Earthrise. Spoilers. They literally haven't made it to Earth and Earthrise. Human Hazard still recoloring Siege Megatron. Yep. Repurposing G2 Ramjet into Wheezing Arrow. You're just saying things now. Yeah. Shatterglass Thundercracker. I said that. I had to look it up. You know. I do want it because it's interesting and it's Shattered Glass. So I'm going to have a Shattered Glass shelf. Oh, that's the other thing I need to get. I got to do the scene sets tomorrow. So I'll start out with those because it's super easy. And I already have a buttload of the figures that I need for those sets out. The other thing I need to do tomorrow is clean this room. It is horrendous. Like, you guys get to see the mostly organized shelves, but by the way, most of the reason these things are falling is because of the kids jumping upstairs. Literally shaking the walls enough to make figures fall off my shelves. Comic background seeker. Okay. Fine. Cool. Do you know that? Just rubbing it in all these other people who don't know what that is. I got tequila. Patriot Prime did a hilarious version by slapping G1 Starscream's wings on Siege Megatron. Oh, that's funny. That's kind of funny. Patriot Prime's kind of cool. I don't watch his stuff. I like the guy. I think, what's his name? Greg? No. I forgot his name. He's actually popped up in live stream before. He's a nice guy. I'll talk to him. A Devastation Conehead 3-pack. What was different in the Devastation Coneheads? Oh, how do y'all feel about that Pink Ranger show or day that they did? Was it yesterday, day before for Hasbro Pulse? Showing off all the new Pink Ranger stuff, including a Pink Ranger 2-pack of the same character. Like, I don't want to buy another MMPR Pink, and I don't want to buy, or I do want to buy a Zeo Pink. I'll say that. I'll take the Zeo Pink, but I don't want another MMPR Pink just to have Catherine's third head sculpt. She has more head sculpts than Kimberly. That's bullshit. That's a lot of bullshit. New color schemes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't buy any of the cone heads. I need to. I mean, I might as well because I need more Space Ridge parts. I did want to get the Ghost Starscream with the Coronation set. Kind of missed that boat. I need to get him anyways because that's part of a diorama I want to build. I don't care about Ghost Starscream. I just want the Coronation set. The weird black and gold Starscream with Coronation set I really don't need. Looks cool. Don't need it. I don't need the EX versions of any of them. So I just need a couple extra Seekers to finish out my Space Bridge. And then I'll be happy with that. G2 Sandstorm's old fanon named Dustoff. That's funny. I'm going to life-size Pink Ranger from Japan. That's... Yes, I am with you on the Psycho Ranger monster forms. I don't know that we'll ever get those. They're not doing enough of the monsters yet. Though I thought they showed off a couple new of the deluxe monsters. Like the bigger ones, like the King Sphinx and... What's his ass? Pumpkin Wrapper. I think they showed off the next couple ones. Not one was like the eyeball the eyeball guy, and then something else. Why haven't they done the pig? Like I forgot what it was, something pig. It was like one of the earliest characters that they or bad guys they fought, and it's iconic. And like stoplight turtle or traffic light turtle, whatever that one was, very important character. Bring it out. It's like give us more monsters. We've gotten hundreds of versions of Rangers. Even outside of this line, we have very few actual monsters. Like we need Rito. We got two versions of Goldar. We don't have a Rito yet. We don't have any other big bads except for Astronema. We do have another Astronema coming that I think is technically from the comics, but we'll see because they showed off an Ecliptor Astronema 2-pack, and that's either from the comics or that's just because. But getting an Ecliptor is pretty cool. And if you guys aren't reading it, that's important in the current Power Rangers timeline as well, because we got the backstory of those two together, which is actually very nice. Very nice issue. I need to pick up the new Power Rangers comic. I will do that tomorrow. And maybe at some point I'll finish Denji Ranger. Which is that one? Neji Rangers. Psycho Silver monster form. Even if it wouldn't make sense. Oh, we do have Psycho Silver coming with a what's his name? What is his name? His human head. Like we haven't actually gotten his Ranger form, but we're getting a Psycho Ranger form because it's like right there. I keep thinking of a different Ranger's name, but his name is like escaping me. Andros' best friend. Who is the tastiest female Ranger? Denji Ranger is the same as Rangers in Space? I thought that was Mega Ranger. Which is why it was... I get those wrong, so... I want to see here. Yeah. Rangers in Space was Mega Ranger. What are you talking about? Zane. Ha, ha. Got there eventually. Oh, Denji Sentai Mega Ranger. That's why you said that. So it's not Denji Ranger, it's just Denji Sentai. That would make sense. So we were both technically right. Okay. Oh, I am happy that we're getting a lot more of the Lost Galaxy Rangers. That was an underrated series. Although they're still having the whole issue with giving us proper accessories. So we've got the one I did before, Leo, who's now fallen over for some reason. I assume that's because he just fell over on his own. So we got Leo, but he doesn't come with the Quasar Saber. And then we get the next guy whose name is completely going over my head. He comes with a Quasar Saber, both compact and extended. So they're going to have to at some point give us a Leo one that's fully extended, so to speak. Yeah, see, you were wrong. You were wrong and or right. I was like, what the heck is Denji? Never heard of that. Wait, what's the other one you said? Neji Rangers? I think okay, what is that one? Because I think you got that wrong. That one's also wrong. So what is Neji Rangers supposed to be? Now that you're asking. I'm just looking here. Hey, Shop Factory's got all of those available if you're interested. Looks chocolate tip strawberry. That's weird. Rhino, Phoenix, Shark. I don't think that was necessary though. Do you mean Nezzy? Nezzy Ranger? Oh, that's the Psycho Rangers. I think you spelled it wrong. Yeah, it's not Neji, it's Nezzy. With a Z. You spelled it wrong. So that's why they had an N on their belt. Makes sense. Now, it might be pronounced Neji, but it's spelled Nezzy. Almost like Nancy. I mean, you were close, but I had no idea what you meant. Jaden Sentai Nezzy Ranger. Interesting. Dingy Sentai Mega Ranger. So they were from Mega Ranger, obviously. Sorry, I was just scrolling through. It's interesting. So you were close, just way off. Did you hear about being a new what? No, I also don't care. No offense. a RoboCop that ignores the other movies. That sounds so dumb though. Meijin. I mean, I guess that's just more of a play on words. They love puns. Meijin. Yes. But Meijin Kawaguchi, wasn't that actually a person? So it's like it's more of it's a title, but he just happened to play off the title. And he's the only one who had that sense. He's like, hey, I'm going to call myself Meijin. Meijin. Forgot the other I. I knew there was something missing. Meijin. Kawaguchi. Yeah, he was a person. That's what I thought. Katsumi Kawaguchi. Tatsuya Yuki. Very good. Yeah, Katsumi Kawaguchi. I'll say that was a person, wasn't he? Oh, so they were actually alluding to him being the actual first Meijin. That's kind of cool. We all know the second Meijin was an asshole, though. Third Meijin. And then we never find out who becomes Meijin in the future because we abandoned that goddamn universe. Sorry, Facebook's going to be mad at me for saying bad words on... I keep forgetting I'm actually streaming to Facebook as well. All right, guys, but it's time for me to go, as it were. It's been fun. No, I don't care about Singular Point. I might watch it when it hits Netflix, but I'm not excited about it in any way, shape, or form. But I'll check it. I'll check it out, but I'm not going to really invest anything in it, to be totally honest with you. So, guys, that's it. It's been fun hanging out. Hopefully down the line we'll have a new series to review. It'd be fun. I'm gonna do that. Be great. Well, funny. Okay, so it's reversed, but it isn't. I think that's the weird part. So you guys see me correct, but it's backwards to me. I don't understand. So, but y'all have a good night, good week, all those things. Obviously, no Master Grade Monday tomorrow, but I'll probably put up something for you guys to watch. Transformers reviews, other types of reviews, all coming because I've got content just sitting and waiting to happen. Also, make sure you go watch all the stuff that came out this weekend because the figuring out the Unicron stand, not to mention the Halo Nerf gun, and all the other stuff that I accidentally put out this weekend. But bye, guys. Oh, hold on. Let me actually do my outro because I'm not an asshole. So remember, as always, to keep on nerding, to keep on building, and let's just keep building this community together, guys.